Can you actually become a millionaire in Poland? Boom! A lot of people say that Poland is such an incredible place to live. And it is. I'm one of those that say that. But also no one ever talks about this, which is why is it that so few people actually become really rich in this country? Is it the economy? Or is it the salaries? Or is it something deeper inside the culture that actually prevents people from building some serious wealth? You know what? After living here for a while, I've started to notice patterns that might explain everything. And one of them might actually surprise you, especially if you're Polish. Let's start with something that actually a lot of people forget. Poland already had its get-rich period, which happened in the 90s after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Of course, there was a lot of chaos, we know that, but also a lot of opportunity. Businesses were being created overnight. Entire industries were now fully wide open. If you moved fast, you were gonna get rewarded big time. And a lot of that wealth that you see today here in Poland started back then. But today, that window seems to have disappeared. Now you don't really get rich by being early into the game. It's a completely different game being played today. And for the longest time, this truly baffled me because I could see Poland developing. I could see more and more businesses. I could see more foreign investment. I could see the wealth just growing and growing. Yet at the same time, it has not been obvious. It has not been like the stereotypical thing that happened back in the 90s. And this is where it gets really interesting to me. I think that in Poland today, the challenge is not economic. It's actually psychological. For a long time, Poland was not a consumer culture. People were actually raised to be careful, don't take risks, save money instead of build wealth, take risks and make big bets and try to stand out. But now, this is changing. The younger generation is online. They are more Western than ever. They see shows, they listen to lyrics in music that praise the build of wealth, the success to stand out and be unique and to prove everyone that you are the man or the woman. They're constantly comparing. And now suddenly, they want a better life. They want more money. They want more freedom. But here's the problem no one talks about. The mindset is changing faster than the system around it. Poland has this very strong unspoken rule. Don't stand out too much. It's actually closer to a Scandinavian way of thinking than an American way of thinking. Everyone should live well. Everything should feel fair. No one should act above others. Sounds pretty good, right? But here's the hidden downside. If you do become a little bit too successful, then you start to get noticed, and not necessarily in a good way. There's quiet judgment. There's this idea that now you are showing off. Oh, she thinks she's better than us. So what do people do? Well, they aim for just being comfortable, being good enough, having just what you need. No one really, or at least not a lot of people, really push for that exceptional level. Be completely honest, please. Do you think that this is actually true in Poland, or am I completely wrong? But wait, let's talk about work. Polish people actually work really hard. They are disciplined, they're reliable, they're consistent. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Hard work rarely builds wealth. It creates great employers, strong professionals, but becoming a millionaire, that usually comes from taking risks, big risks, leveraging and thinking differently. And here in Poland, the culture is just tailored to not stand out, to don't take risk, don't push against the system, don't question the system too much. Even though Polish people naturally want to question everything, still, their desire to not stand out and be singled out and pointed at doesn't allow them to rebel in the way that they should actually rebel in order to build true wealth and escape the rat race. So you end up with a society full of high performers, but sadly, few rule breakers. Which is surprising to me because I know that in here, their desire to question things and break the rules is pretty alive and burning. But follow me for a moment and let's talk about money and identity. This is what I've noticed. In Poland, being rich is actually quite complicated. On the one hand, people do want financial stability. They want some of that good stuff. Of course, who doesn't? Yet at the same time, being visibly wealthy feels quite uncomfortable because rich people are often seen here as pretentious, show off, potentially even dishonest. So what happens? People limit themselves without even realizing it. They try not to aim too high because they don't want to become that person. But here's where everything changes. Today, Poland is not isolated anymore. We have global internet, remote work, foreign investment, opportunities left and right. You are no longer limited by the local system. Now you have access to that global system. It changes the game entirely. You can work from an abroad firm, earn in another currency, earn a lot of money whilst living in Poland. And that changes everything. So the final question is, can you become a millionaire in Poland? Definitely yes. But not by doing what everyone around you is doing. You have to take more risks. You have to ignore social pressure. And believe me, in Poland, social pressure is plentiful and is strong. You have to play a bigger game than just working hard and proving that you are such a good worker and employer, and you're gonna get a great bonus at the end of the year. Because Poland doesn't really prevent you from becoming rich and being a millionaire, but it also doesn't push you to become one either. So I'm really curious about this one. What are your thoughts? Is it actually easy to become rich in Poland or not? Are you trying to become rich? What are you doing? Is it working? What are your challenges? Please let me know in the comments. I read every single comment. See you on another episode. Subscribe to the channel because next week I have a really good episode coming. You're not gonna believe what I'm about to publish.